Hello there, this is the Misanthropic Lord, and welcome to another game in my Let's Play series. This is Kingdom. This is a 2D castle medieval simulation, I guess. It is very basic. One of the design features that the developer was going for, actually, was that it was as minimalistic as possible. So you get little coins, and then you throw those coins at stuff, and then that stuff builds up, or buys items, and then you make stuff because of it, and that is basically the game. What I'm going to do for the next couple of minutes or so is show you one of the more effective ways to start out with Kingdom, and hopefully I will not die. Although, I will probably die, because that's what this game is. You build stuff up, you try to survive for as long as you can, and then you die. Like life! So let's start playing. So what I'm doing here at the start is I'm getting as many people as I possibly can, just throwing coins at them to make sure that I have enough people to survive the night. First night, don't even worry about walls, don't worry about builders, just get more people and get more archers. You get archers by buying bows. So as long as you have people waiting in the wings for bows, you get archers. So you buy as many people as you can. There's probably going to be around 4, maybe 6 around your settlement to begin with if you're lucky. And then you get as many bows as you possibly can. There's actually an achievement that says, on the first day I built an army, which means you get 7 bowmen. I've actually done it before. It's really hard. Usually you have to find a chest. The placement of different items around your settlement is random, so sometimes you can find chests of gold in the clearings between trees. There's a lot of different things that you can find. There's statues of builders, bowmen, and oh man, there's one other thing. Farmers. Farmers, yeah. So there's those 3 statues. If you give gold to them, then that corresponding person will do better at their job. So if you find the archers and you know that you're going to be attacked pretty soon, then you want to throw coins at the statue of archers, and then your archers do better. For example, I just passed a builder statue. If I throw coins at that builder statue, it's going to make my builders build faster and my walls be more sturdy. So this is what I was looking for. This is called a mason hall. A mason hall is a wooden structure that you throw coins at, it becomes stone, and after you do that, you can build stone structures. Stone walls are what's going to make me survive the 5th night. For the first couple of nights, you don't have to worry too much about walls as long as you have a strong defense of archers, as long as you have a large number of them. However, on the 5th night, you absolutely need at least a shortened version of the stone walls. Throwing a coin at that guy was probably a little risky because I don't think he has enough time to get back to the settlement. So he's gonna die. Well, technically there's no death in this game, except if you're a monster. Then you die horrendously with multiple arrows stuck in your chest, Boromir style. Alright, now is the time of civil twilight, which means that we need to get back to the settlement, and we need to stay behind our archers, for death comes. Well, inconvenience comes that steals all our gold and maybe our crown. That's the way you die in this game. If your crown gets stolen by the horrendous little spud monster thingies, then you're gone. You don't have a crown, so you can't be a royal, which makes sense. Because if you don't have a crown, then you can't tell people what to do. It's kind of like hats. If you know that someone has a really nice hat, they're probably in charge. And if they don't have that hat, then you don't have to listen to them. See, there's so many parallels to real life. This game just speaks to real. There's not going to be a lot of pop psychology in this game. It's a very fun, neat little game that does what it does very simply. It's very minimalistic, but there's a good amount of complexity to it until later levels, and then it's just waves of monster flesh getting pounded against your walls. I don't know how that sounded. Alright, we've already defeated the wave of monsters, so it should be relatively safe out tonight. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, start walking my way out of the settlement, and start hiring more people. Throw more money, throw more coins at them. You're gonna be doing this for a lot of this game. You're gonna be going out, throwing coins at people, buying bows, buying some builders, buying walls, buying towers, then buying more people, buying archers, buying builders, buying more walls, buying towers, buying farmers, buying farms, buying towers, buying farms, buying archers, buying builders, buying farms, buying fielders. I said farmers and builders at the same time. Well, they probably could be, because they'll probably lose their farming utensils, and then they'll become a builder, and then they'll be a farmer again after they lose their building utensils, and they'll be a fielder. At this point, I'm just going along for the ride, and you should too. Doesn't it feel good? This feels good. I like this. Even though you're constantly doing the same actions for this game, it's really fun. It's a nice little game where if you don't have a lot to do, maybe you just want to kill like 30 minutes or so, you can boot it up, try a couple of times to actually win the game, and I'm pretty sure there is a way to win this game. I think the end game is that you get knights, and then the knights can have a patrol of bowmen with them, and then you send them out and you destroy the portals that the evil creature things are coming out of, and you eventually are able to win the game because of it. However, the difficulty slope as you go on and on in the number of days is exceedingly high, and what inevitably ends up happening is that you close a portal, a huge horde of monsters comes out, completely wrecks you, and you're kind of left at a standstill at that moment because you've expanded out your settlement so far out into the reaches that you can't recover. There's not enough people that you hire back to recover until the next horde comes. So there's a little bit of end game strategy to it where you have to be completely certain that you can destroy the portal and that there's enough of defense afterwards to take down the horde that comes out of it as a result. I think there's one time I got really close where there was only one portal left, and the only problem was I didn't have enough people to hire back to recoup my losses. And I was so large, my settlement was so large, and I had so many people on the towers that I couldn't move them to the area that I needed them to be. That's one of the big things about this game, is that they partition themselves out equally amongst either front. So no matter how many archers you have, there's always half on one side and half on the other. And the big thing about it was the half on one side had already gotten rid of all the portals, so there weren't any monsters coming from that area. There was no threat of an attack on that side, and I couldn't move those people from the left side over to the right side where I needed them, where they would have actually helped out the settlement. That's an endgame issue. That's an issue of the simplicity of the game itself. I understand that it's a design choice, and it's not a terrible one, but I wish that in any updates that they have to this game, that they give you some sort of more tactical control over your guys so there's no issue like that in the future. Yeah, honestly, there's not too much more to say about this game. You collect coins, you buy stuff, and then you try and survive. Right now, that's exactly what I'm doing. I've built up my settlement a little bit. I'm not getting the money that I really need in order to buy the stone walls that I need. I haven't found a chest, and there's not a lot of income. Your bowmen will pick off rabbits, and if they're lucky enough, some deer in order to create income. Later on in the game, you can also create income from chopping down trees or farming. Farming is where you're going to get most of it from, especially in the late game, where if you have enough farms, you'll actually have more than enough gold that your purse overflow with. And when it actually does overflow, you can only pick up a certain amount of coins, and if you pick up too many, they fall out of your purse and into the river. Alright, so since I'm pretty well established with my settlement, I need to find a place to start expanding into. You can expand on either side of your settlement, and you do that by building walls. Once you build walls, your archers will move to the most outward wall to the frontier that they can. I need to find a place to build a farm, because that's going to be the next real step in getting the amount of money that I need in the future. In the earlier stages, your citadel will actually generate money for you in varying quantities. As you get more and more built up, it actually gives you less and less money, which is one of the reasons that you need to get a income foundation really quickly. This right here, where I'm standing, is where you would build a farm, where the little river is. You start by building just generic little farms, and then the largest farm that you can build, you can upgrade to, is a water wheel, which looks fun. I mean, all the pixel art in this is really well done. The animations are very good. It's just a fun, pretty little game. And honestly, there's not much more to it than it needs to be. You know, this game wasn't really developed to blow minds or shake the world up. It's a fun little casual game that looks really good. They put a lot of effort into it. The music is very well done. It's just in the background, always there, but it's really happy and pleasant during the daytime. And then during the night, it's ominous or not even there at all, which is actually really nice thematically. I don't know. It's just one of those games that you can kind of fire up at any time and just kind of play around with. Sometimes you'll do really well, and sometimes, because of how it's procedurally made, you're not going to have as much luck as you did before. But if you have a solid strategy or just try out different tactics in general, you will probably be able to get the hang of this game in a couple hours, maybe 2 or 3. And then after that, you can really start to develop yourself in the game, get to the late game, try and actually win. You're not going to for at least the next couple of hours after you actually get good at it. And then kind of play around with it. From what I see, they've been updating it and they've been fixing bugs pretty consistently, which means they'll probably make a lot of, well, maybe not a lot more, but they'll still keep making content for it. And hopefully, I hope to see more from this developer in the future, because this is a very solid first release, especially for most indie games that, I'll be honest, there's been kind of a, I don't know how to phrase this correctly. There's been a lot of very subpar indie games that have been released through Steam, and that's kind of a result of how easy it is to get onto Steam in the first place, but it's also because there are a lot more people out there with maybe like 2 or 3 person companies that are trying to get something out there. And instead of getting something out there that makes you think or is like this and kind of just fun and really pretty to look at, it just makes something. And they make something to hopefully make money. And then they make a little bit of money, and then they make something else that's still just to make money. It's kind of missing the point of games in general. There are some games out there that are not very good looking, like graphically, but are completely and utterly mind-blowing. By that I mean they make you think and they make you feel. It's almost more jarring when you see that they don't have the good graphical fidelity that other games do, because you can understand that someone maybe isn't that great with graphic design, but they have a story to tell and they're really passionate about it, and they've made so many strides and so much effort in trying to make this story and make it stand out in the sea of, you know, really good graphics but not great stories. When I was a kid, right, and I'm going into another I was a kid story, but I used to actually make a couple little games with RPG Maker, and I would take sprites from like different websites to create different stories. One of the games was it took place in Soviet Russia, and it's like 1950s Soviet Russia, and I was playing a character who was trying to get like 50 rubles back from his friend. His friend was captured and was killed in a gulag. When he found out about it, he wasn't worried about the fact that his friend had died. He just wanted his money back so he was able to buy some bread for his family. I didn't get through the entire adventure because it's hard work to program and build a game like that, but I did have a couple of different scenes, and I had the ending thought out already, where he was honored by Stalin himself. And Stalin's like, you know, you can have anything that you want. Please just ask it of me. And all he asked for is 50 rubles back. And you know, Stalin just kind of digs into his pocket, gives him 50 rubles, and then sends him off on his way. And that was it. That was the adventure. It's just something like that. Or there was also another game that I spent a lot of time working on. Same thing, RPG Maker, and I called it Shining Force. Shining Force was one of the games that I played most often when I was a kid. It was an old Sega game that is kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, and it was just ridiculous. It was almost a scene for scene ripoff, but I was just making fun of the entire setup of the game. Like, why would his friend be here doing this, or why wouldn't he run away from this fight when it looks like that he couldn't possibly win it? Just like little things like that. And I learned a lot by making those games, that even like the littlest scripting errors can ruin the entire thing. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time to program. So I have a good understanding. I wouldn't say that I have any prowess in game making now whatsoever. But when I see little games like this, or like Undertale. Undertale is a good example. Or To the Moon. That one, again, like RPG Maker-esque game, where there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of weight to the story that they want to tell. Oh, no. Why'd I go at night? No. Okay. Okay. I swear I'm better at this game. I think it's because I'm talking and playing at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna blame you guys. This is your fault. You should feel really bad. Because I do. I know I feel really bad. Okay, well, that was Kingdom, everyone. I hope you had fun with it. I know that I did until I lost. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? I really like talking about different games and different ways that games can be fun and thought-provoking for other people. So I hope you guys enjoy this too, even if it is something you just leave on while you're doing chores. All right, yeah, that's all I got, guys. Thank you very much. This is the Misanthropic Lord signing off. Hello there, this is the Misanthropic Lord, and welcome to Kingdom. Today we're playing as a king, and I gotcha. That was really the end. That was the end. Yeah, you can go ahead and leave now. You can leave. That's fine. There's nothing else. Just me. Just me alone.